Well, the first time that I was in Gibson Hall, and I was with some friends, and this group of girls walked by outside the hall, and this beautiful blonde girl came by, or was in the group, and I said, I need to meet that girl someday. And I did. And it was probably about 6 months later. We were a friend of our mutual friend.
My sorority sister in Kappa Kappa Gamma, Ann Evett, was the RA at Greer. And she called me up one night and she said, you have to come over here right now and meet this guy. You've got to meet him right now. And I'm like, but I'm in my pajamas. And she said, I don't care. Get dressed and get over here right now. You've got to meet him. So I did. I changed. I got dressed. I got on my bike. I rode across campus from Gibson Hall. And I went in her dorm, her room, her RA room, and we met. And that was kind of it. We just looked and went, yep, that's it. And then what happened?
It was probably a couple months later that I asked you out on a date, and then that was the end of junior year, and we didn't really reconnect until the fall. And that fall, when we came back, and back in those days, we'd all come back to campus about a week or so before school started, just to have fun and not to prepare for class, but to have fun and stuff. And so we did that, and there was a party off campus, and Lynette walked up, and I went over and made the approach, and
that was it.
That was it. So we were
together ever since.
Ever since.
We first met in Carolyn Suda's ILA class when we both showed up early the first day, and I went to go sit next to him and I said hi.
Became fast friends after that, I think, and it took a little while, but we eventually got together about a year later, and I guess the rest is history. Our first date, that was interesting. We went to the last Harry Potter movie. We were both big Harry Potter fans, so that was a lot of fun.
And at the end of the date, neither of us were really sure if it was a date, so he gave me a bag full of chocolates with a card in it that talked about how lucky he was to have me as a friend.
But eventually, a few years down the road, we got married, and we decided to celebrate by having a Harry Potter wedding, so that was fun.
And it all worked out.
Well, we were in the same German class. I was a sophomore and he was a junior, and we both joined the German club, and I believe it was at their Christmas party we got acquainted.
We got more interested in each other, and I was at the University of Illinois. She came down to see me once, and that's when I decided that I wanted to see more of her, and I proposed.
We met in October of '95, Mitch's junior year, my senior year. We both had a mutual friend, Tony Carrick. He approached me at a party at Gibson Hall and said, Jules, what do you think of Mitch Russell? And I said, I don't know, I've really never heard him talk. And he said, but what if I could get him to talk? I said, well, if you could get him to talk, I'd consider it.
Eventually came around. We dated for about a year. Then we were engaged around Christmas, I think. Then we were married in 1998, and the rest is history.
A couple weeks after Mitch got back from a trip to Spain with the Fighting Scots football team, we got married, and no broken bones, so he was able to walk down the aisle, and 3 kids later, and that's it.
We met in speech class. I was a freshman and he was a sophomore. And we met in the little theater and just got to know each other that way. I got to know all sorts of interesting things about him through the contents of his speeches. So that's my memory of what happened. I don't know, what are your memories?
Well, I remember Mr. DeYoung was the instructor, and it was in the little theater, and you kept following me out after my speeches. I think I overcome you with my oratorical perfection.
Yes, that's what it was.